for sure. Oh, we got two more cards out. Ooh, with death on the bottom. Understand that there is a rebirth happening. I feel like every week that same energy continues to reveal itself within the reading. And just the fact that we are continue to have these deaths. And if you're living the right way, versions of you will continue to die. You're not here to be the same you all the time. You're not here to, years go by and you're still in the same cycles. You're still doing the same thing with the same people, having the same results, experience, like if that's what you want, if you truly want that, then yeah, hell yeah, that's perfect. But if you're someone who wants to experience new things, to experience all that life has to offer, understand that there's going to be a lot of deaths, and to get comfortable with that. And that sometimes to the untrained eye, it feels like chaos. It feels like you're going the wrong way. It feels like you're on the wrong path. But to someone who knows the seeker's journey, to someone who's been the fool, who's been walking these spiritual streets, you understand that, hey, I'm always going to end up on top, and the only things that are going to really fall away and that are going to be gone over time are things that don't serve me anymore, things that are not in alignment to who I am, to who I'm becoming. And you understand that you'll be okay, you'll always be okay, you're always supported, and the things that are truly for you will never miss you. So that's the underlying energy in all this right now. But the two cards that came out, Hermit and the Knight of Wands, this is giving me like a past energy. Like this is where you've been, searching high and low. You've been climbing the mountains with your lantern, just lighting the way on your own, finding answers to the questions that you've had, finding solutions to the problems that you've had, getting clear on what you want, who you want to spend time with, who's not for you, what no longer serves you, getting to the bottom of your conditioning and why you're the way you are, why you think the way you think, why your programming impacts your life the way it does. And yeah, just you seeking, being that hermit, getting that clarity. This is where you've been, and you're coming out of that. Right now you're at like a midpoint. Like the present is like at a 0 point. Yeah, but you're stepping into this. It's time to ride out. You've learned everything you need to learn. Now it's time to gear up. It's time to put on your armor, get your horse, and ride out. You've been prepping, you've been planning, you've been doing your recon, getting a lay of the land, understanding what obstacles might be in the way, getting clear on what you'll need, what you won't need, what resources are available to you and what you'll have to kind of work without, And now it's like, okay, I'm ready for this mission. And now this is what you're stepping into, Knight of Wands energy. And it feels fast moving. It feels like overnight, you'll be launched into this next mission. And then you'll be putting steam towards it, and you'll be full steam ahead. And understand that neither of these things are better than the other. Like I said, to the untrained eye, again, this state might have seemed like stagnancy. It might have felt like, being stuck, or you're not applying yourself, or you're not being productive. But understand that life is ebbs and flows. It's balance. So understand that you had to be still, and even in your stillness, you weren't still. Maybe you weren't doing a bunch of things in the physical, you weren't lifting a bunch of bricks and building houses, but understand that you were working on the blueprint. You were drawing those plans out. You were getting the sketches ready. You were finding contractors. You were doing the things that are needed, the foundational steps that are needed to when you move, you don't have to spend time fixing it or trying to just figure it out then, You're not already building the house and now you're like, all right, I'm halfway. I started already. All right, I need a contractor. Or, okay. What do we need? Okay, can you go to the store and get that, And now you're sitting here wasting hella time and energy trying to, prep and execute at the same time. It's like, it's much more efficient to get clear than move, Learn what you need to learn, then execute. And understand that these are equal, and this is what was called of you, and this is what's about to be called of you. And right now, I feel like you're in between, and you're just being asked to rest, to have some fun, get clear on, who you are and what you want, which you've already done. So not even necessarily that, but just embracing whatever you're called to do at the present moment. If you're called to take a nap right now. If you're called to go mess with your brother and sister, go mess with your brother and sister. If you're called to go hang out with new people or go meet people at a bar, go do that. Understand that whatever you feel called to do is gonna fill your cup. Even if it's through curiosity or you feel like, oh, it's effort, it's not necessarily rest. Understand that doing things that inspire you will always impact your body as rest. It will rejuvenate you. It will make you inspired. And that's how you need to feel. So when this call comes, your cup is full, not only full, but you have overflow to pour into the journey, pour into the people who are coming with you on the journey, who are going to need, your energy. They're going to need you to lead the way. So understand that, yeah, where you've been there is no issue with that. Where you are right now is even better. And where you're going is going to, it's only up, up, and up from here. So understand that, trust yourself. You're going to be reborn. Remember, death at the bottom. That's the subconscious energy right now, which you might not be aware of. But understand that all of these things are just byproducts of that process of death and rebirth that you're undergoing right now, which is beautiful, which is a beautiful process. You see, they're not all scared. You see little girl with the flowers? She understands that this is beautiful. And understand, let your inner child lead the way, because your inner child is the one who can see clearly, I promise you. They don't have all the 20, 30, 40 years of conditioning that that you experienced before you became conscious or before you became spiritually awake, So understand that your inner child is the closest to clear sight as you may be able to get sometimes. So allow them to be involved, and allow play to be involved, especially right now in this space in between, where you've been and where you're going. Have some fun. Invite your inner child out to play. Get to know them. Understand their motivations. Understand how they saw the world before the world, imposed itself on them. Before they realized they had a choice. And that was 22 as I say that. Invite your inner child in, especially in these times of death and rebirth, because they'll help keep you in alignment. They'll help keep you on track, in alignment with yourself. Not even the outside is cool, but your inner world is your life. Your inner world, it sets the tone for your reality. So allow your inner child to get you in alignment with yourself and every version of yourself that you've been and that you've yet to be. So understand that it's all valid and they're all worth love. You, lazy you, happy you, sad you, energetic you, productive you, they're all worth the same amount of love. Don't feel like you're only valid when you're productive, or you're only worth being affirmed and congratulated when you're accomplishing something. When you wake up from that nap that was 15 minutes, that deserves a standing ovation too. Wow, with all the pressures of this outer world telling you have to keep moving all the time, you gotta hustle really hard, you gotta sleep when you're dead, you sat there and took a 15-minute nap. That's revolutionary. You're literally a revolutionary. So understand that it is that deep. It's always that deep. Honor yourself no matter what the outside is saying, especially if it's in your best interest, because you at your best is in the world's best interest. You all beat down and, at 50% depleted, whatever, you can't save the world like that. You can't even save yourself like that, You're going to be at the mercy of somebody who's claiming to have the other 50% to make you feel whole. And we know better than that at this point. So, yeah, keep doing your thing. Understand you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you always are. So